Welcome to So Ama Media. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. Thank you and much love.
Fair use.
Sit back, relax, kick your feet up, most of all, enjoy.
Before we begin, this is not a sermon, a biology lesson, or a demand that you believe any of this as literal history. This is a slow, thoughtful review of a text that blends mythology, scripture, speculative history, and identity narratives. If you appreciate open discussion without pressure to agree, take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who values discernment. Nothing here is meant to replace faith or science. Let's slow this down and look at what this document is actually doing. This document doesn't just question the biblical Adam and Eve, it completely redefines what those names mean. This review is based on how many sets of Adam and Eve existed. A speculative and mythological text published in the Black Light newsletter, which blends scripture, ancient cosmology, and Nawabian doctrine into a multi-origin narrative of humanity. According to the text, Adam is not one man and Eve is not one woman, but titles, roles, and repeating archetypes that appear across cycles of planetary destruction, genetic experimentation, and mythological time. The author draws heavily from a mix of sources: Hebrew scripture, Sumerian and Egyptian mythology, speculative etymology. Adam is described as meaning earthling, ground, lifeblood, or even one who remembers, depending on context. Eve becomes a principle of gathering life rather than a single historical person. From there, the text introduces multiple sets of Adams and Eves, ranging from primordial deities like Apsu and Tiamat, to Egyptian pairs like Nun and Nunit, to cosmic beings involved in genetic engineering, planetary resets, and even extraterrestrial intervention. Biblical figures such as Noah, Cain, Abel, and later populations are folded into this framework as later Adams within an ongoing cycle. This is not subtle writing. It is bold, sweeping, and confident. But confidence does not equal coherence. The first thing to notice is that myth, metaphor, and literal history are never clearly separated. Ancient gods are treated as historical beings. Symbolic language is read biologically. Mythological timelines stretch into billions of years without external verification. Linguistic connections are asserted without scholarly consensus. That doesn't make the text meaningless, but it does change how it should be read. What this document is really doing is reframing origin stories. It challenges the idea of a single human beginning and replaces it with a layered, cyclical narrative where humanity is repeatedly created, altered, and reset. In that sense, Adam and Eve become symbols of phases in consciousness rather than flesh and blood ancestors. Where the text becomes problematic is in its certainty. Alternative interpretations are dismissed as deception. Translators are accused of intentional manipulation. Disagreement is framed as spiritual blindness or lack of responsibility. Once again, complexity is flattened into a single narrative that explains everything. That's a warning sign. My honest opinion is this: this text is rich in symbolism but weak in boundaries. It borrows the language of science without scientific method, and the authority of scripture without theological restraint. It invites curiosity but then pushes readers toward a predetermined conclusion. The strongest value here is not the literal claim that there were multiple Adams and Eves in physical history. The value is in understanding how ancient cultures use names as archetypes, not identities, and how origin stories function to explain humanity's place in the world. So what do we take from this? If you read this document as literal history, it collapses under scrutiny. If you read it as symbolic cosmology, it becomes more interesting, but still requires caution. The solution is context and restraint. Ask, is this myth, metaphor, or material claim? Are timelines symbolic or factual? What sources can be independently confirmed? Ancient texts weren't written to satisfy modern standards of evidence. They were written to teach identity, order, and meaning. When we treat symbols as science, we lose both. Question origins, yes. Explore mythology, absolutely. But don't let expanded meaning turn into expanded certainty. Discernment is what keeps curiosity from becoming belief by force.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope to see you soon. Till the next time, much love.